It's very interesting that just last week, March 16th, the Chronicle of Higher Education reported that 1 in 4 college presidents is a woman. Now, that's not a very high number. It's an improvement over the 1986 number, which was 1 in 10. But the 1 in 4 number hadn't changed for 10 years. Progress apparently is very slow. The challenges apparently remain. They're cultural. Some of them are self-imposed. Some of them, we were talking earlier, I was talking to Meredith earlier, something so simple as some women decide to go into administration too late in their careers, because to be honest, if you're going to be a college president, you're probably not going to go from a faculty job to college president in one step. That'd be sort of superhuman. So there's got to be enough time to work through a number of other positions. But we need to talk about women in leadership, both our current female leaders and the leaders to come.
All of you are probably leaders in your own right in some aspect of your work. So never forget that, number one. And for women especially, risk-taking is so, so, so important. As Dr. Hunter said, you rarely go from being a faculty member to a college president. But if you don't take risks and put yourself out there and do that public speaking even when you're not really confident about doing it, once you do it the first time, it comes a lot easier the second time, so keep doing it.
I think you have to envision where you want to go. That actually doesn't mean that's where you'll end up, and I think that's the difference between people who are focused on the steps to a plan versus on having an outcome that is the right one and a positive one. And to me, the optimist in me says, you know, we've got to build on this good thing or make this thing that's challenging better, and we can do that. But along the way, we can't be so focused on steps A, B, C, D in order. We have to be willing to say, you know what, this isn't working. It's taken us off our path. Let's get back. And I think from a woman's leadership perspective, in my experience, women leaders are able to understand and do the linear side of leadership, but are able to also pull together and frame up the nonlinear side, the side that says, this is what it should feel like at the end.
I have sought out counsel from someone who I felt would be an expert in what I wanted to either learn, know, or do every step of the way. Sometimes that was a boss, sometimes that was a peer, sometimes that was somebody in the community. Often it was my mother. But regardless, I would sort of pluck knowledge by asking some very specific questions or saying, you know, I need help. And what I found most surprising as I was going through that process is that without question, they always were willing to help. I mean, sometimes they would start by saying, I don't have a whole lot of time, but if we define it, I'd be happy to help. And through that process, what I've learned is that the best way to engage with a mentor is to ask, and consequently, if someone asks me of something, I try to return the favor.